Hi and welcome to this drawing tutorial where I'm going to sketch the face of a wolf. And what I'm using here is the Ami newsprint paper. It's very cheap paper, and I'm using a charcoal pencil. But you can also do this exercise with the graphite pencil if you want. And what I'm doing first is I put in a layer of charcoal pigments on my paper, and then I simply start sketching. First, I draw in the top of the skull, and I am positioning the top of the ears on the sides of the skull. I can also see a little bit of the back of the head. And as you can see, the skull is really rounded. And then I start focusing on where to place the eyes and the bridge of the nose. And then the bridge of the nose goes all the way down to the tip of the nose. And the nose itself is very dark, and you can see the nostrils. Now, should you want to see the whole process in real life recording, then you can find me on my Patreon page and you can draw along with me. You're very welcome to join me there. Now, the eyes of the wolf are relatively quite small, but the wolf has very dark markings around the eyes. So they appear to be big, even though they are quite small. Also, the wolf has those great markings, white spaces around these dark marked eyes, and that gives the wolf that really mysterious look. What I also watch for is the patterns that I see, and well, there are really wild colors, of course, and but you can still see patterns repeating themselves. And in this case, the wolf is staring right at us. So the left side is comparable to the right side, and vice versa. And what I watch for also is, of course, the dark markings. The sides of the ears are dark, the tip of the ears are dark, and the pupils, they are placed just beneath the upper eyelids. And he is kind of looking from under those eyelids, and that also brings that mysterious look in the wolf eyes. The markings around the eyeballs are quite dark, so the eyes appear to be lying really deep in the skull. And that is a very typical wolf look that you want to capture. I put in layer over layer, and slowly but gently I go darker and darker for those darkest areas. The tip of the mouth also is very dark, just as the tip of the ears, and also on the side of the hair, of the head where the hairs are packed together, there are dark markings in the fur. Now, what I want to do is to demonstrate to you the Koh-i-Noor pencil eraser. So actually, this is kind of a demonstration on how to work later on the Koh-i-Noor pencil eraser in combination with the charcoal. But we have to make sure that we put in enough charcoal pigments, or maybe you're drawing with graphite. You draw in as much as possible graphite pigments onto the paper, so later on we can rub those into the paper. But I will get there. first I want to make sure that the dark areas are in the right places, and I can also see a little bit of some whiskers going on, and a lot of fur, of course. And I keep notice of the light and the dark rhythms within the whole fur area. And I want the face to pop out. I want the eyes to pop out, and of course the tip of the nose. Now here I have a paper tissue, and I simply start rubbing in everything into the paper, and then I pick that Koh-i-Noor pencil eraser. And a pencil eraser is an ideal tool for drawing eyes, whiskers, fur, to bring back the light into your sketch. So now all I have to do is to focus on those areas that are brightest and the areas that are darkest. For the darker areas, I simply use my charcoal pencil again. And for the brightest areas, I simply use the pencil eraser. So, well, this is actually quite a simple way of drawing. And you can see here I'm demonstrating the charcoal pencil again to pop the eyes out and to bring in the contrast, the dark edges around the eye and the whiteness of the irises. You can also use the eraser for little whiskers and of course the fur. So I keep checking the rhythms within the fur. There are special rhythms that keep repeating themselves. That goes for the hairs inside the ears. They are quite white, and of course every wolf is different. When you talk about markings, there are so many kinds of wolves, but they all have those white areas and those dark like eyeliner around the eyes. So that is something you can easily put in. And the tip of the ears are oftentimes just dark. So for those areas I use the charcoal pencil again. This way of drawing is actually it's kind of like an adventure, and it's an ideal way of studying the wolf face, just using very, very simple paper, newsprint paper. It's very smooth, and well, it's just like I said, it's like an adventure to start drawing in the wolf face, which is a symbol of freedom, of mystery, and strength, boldness, all those kinds of things. Lovely way to draw and to get some of that mysterious look in the face that is nicest to draw. I'm not paying too much attention to the fur itself. I try to keep the focus onto the eyes, of course, and make the eyes pop out, make them stare right at us, make them stare, make them look lying there deep inside the skull. So that's my study, this is my demonstration, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And give this a try, of course. So maybe I will see you on my Patreon page, you can see the whole live process, or here on the YouTube. It's all fine by me. So take care, see you soon, and all the love.